Hey folks, welcome back to Atlanta Live. We are excited that you're joining us here tonight. Once again, my name is Hasani. This is my gorgeous wife, Danielle Pettiford, and we're Couples Academy. And we believe in talking about relationships and marriage and single life so that you can have a wonderful, wonderful future. So, you know, as it relates to marriages, it's oftentimes that we see so many people who go through challenges in their relationships because there's so much bitterness and animosity and mistrust and just major discontent that exists because people fail to do what is necessary to make their relationship work. Is that right?
It's so true. I think that a lot of people misunderstand the importance of an apology. It's very simple, and a lot of people, we've heard apology over and over in our life. You need to apologize. You tell your children to apologize. But I think in relationships, a lot of times, we kind of forget how important it is to just say, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry means everything. There have been so many times that you've spoken words carelessly, and it's had a major impact on your spouse. You didn't realize it, and then you wonder why they're walking around bitter, upset, and full of rage.
You know what? I had an experience in my life where I had some brokenness in my family, and my father and I, we weren't speaking for a long time. And I tell you, it was interesting how much of an impact it made when he actually acknowledged everything and just said sorry. I was able to, just a few weeks ago, spend time with him, have a barbecue, hug, laugh, and there was no animosity, no bitterness, no anger, because I had the opportunity to talk to him, ask all the questions, why all these things happen, and he was open enough to explain and apologize. And I think a lot of us out there, if we really just thought about it, there's a few relationships out there that you could make right with an apology, one word.
But I think the problem is whether you're dealing with a parent-child or husband-wife or sibling relationship, we allow pride to get in the way. And oftentimes, you know, pride comes before a fall. And many relationships have been destroyed because we fail to say those special words, I'm sorry.
You know what it is? I think that it's that what you just said. It's that issue of feeling I'm wrong. A lot of people don't want to feel that they're wrong. Even when they know they've done something wrong, you have a lot of people that have an issue. You ever meet somebody that's just never wrong about anything? It doesn't matter if they burnt something. They weren't wrong. It's Cajun. You ever heard that? I mean, it doesn't matter. They're never, ever wrong. I have a lot of people in my family like that who are never wrong.
But I'm never wrong, Danielle.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
I'm never wrong.
So if you're never wrong, if you're never wrong, then how can you ever come to me with sincerity and apologize? I'm going to have to deal with whatever your angst is, whatever your issues are, and just deal with it, especially if I'm a committed wife or you're a committed husband and you flip the situation, and I'm not going to be able to get that satisfaction of just the healing. And what happens is you cope. Because people who are walking around with hurt, especially in relationships, a husband and a wife or a mother and a daughter, and there's no apology that comes, and it's a consistent issue where the person continues to hurt them the same way over and over again, and you just have to stuff it down, and what you do is you just cope and you cope and you cope. And what happens? You kick it under the rug. You kick it under the rug, and that rug becomes a mountain, and then you trip and break your neck. And you ever hear somebody who broke their neck, they snap, you know, like it got too big and too bad, and they just go crazy on everybody. And you're like, what happened to this person? What happened? They just blew up. And they never expressed the fact that they were struggling with this issue of not having an apology.
And an apology is so important, but a lot of times people just don't know how to apologize. See, an apology is more than just words that you verbalize from your mouth. There must be sincerity with your apology, because the person who you're apologizing to knows when you're serious and when you're not, knows when you're sincere and when you're not, knows when it's just words that travel into the atmosphere and dissipate and disappear. But if you have sincerity and if you mean it from your heart, it makes a major difference. And the other thing is this. Once you apologize, it should be coupled with repentance, meaning that you're changing course and going in another direction. Because if I do something and apologize and do it again and apologize, and now I have this pattern of always hurting you, but coming up with an apology, you're not going to receive it.
Yes, and apology should not come with excuse. You should feel a sense of remorse. You should come to the person knowing, I'm sorry for what I did. Not, I'm sorry for what I did, but... Not, I'm sorry for what I did, and it wouldn't have happened if. It's just, I'm sorry.
So
what can I do to make it right?
You're saying own up to what it is that you did.
Exactly.
Don't excuse it away.
Don't excuse it away. That's right.
And just move forward.
Right. If you know somebody that you have offended and you need to apologize, it's time to make that call. Call them up, send them a letter, drive by, apologize.
And what if that person's in your house right now? What if they sleep in the same bedroom with you? I think it's time for you to roll over and say, babe, listen, I know it's 3 in the morning, but let's wake up and have a quick conversation. So listen, apologies do wonders. Listen, we're excited about tonight's show. We have a wonderful guest for you. But first, we want to get started with a wonderful musical guest, Sojo Ministries, as they sing the song Rejoice.